Okay, class, we're going to use Excel to fill in the probabilities for a binomial probability distribution that's based on the number of correct guesses you would get when you take 5 guesses on 5 multiple choice questions, where each question only has 1 correct answer choice out of 5 options, right? So X is going to be how many you get correct when you take these guesses. You could get none of the 5 questions correct, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 questions, right? So the maximum, right, is 5, right? You can't get more than 5 if you're only answering 5 questions. And you can't get less than 0, right? Okay, so now we have to do the corresponding probabilities. This is nice and easy in Excel. We'll just press equals. Then we're going to start typing binomial, right? So you see that we have this binom dist, right? Binom.dist. We can click that if we want. And then from there, we'll just start entering values, right? So the first part of the argument that you need to include is the number. And what they mean by this is they're asking you how many correct guesses you want, or what your X is for the process. So in this case, we're going to say 0. We want 0 successes. So this is the number of successes they want you to put in there. So number underscore S, the S is for successes. Okay, so number of successes, comma, the trials. So this is how many trials you have, or how many guesses in this context we're going to take. That would be 5. And then we're going to put another comma. We're going to enter the probability of success. Again, that's what that S stands for, success. So what's the probability of success? Well, it says that we have 1 correct answer among 5 choices for each question. So we can enter this as either 0.2 or 1 divided by 5 should be fine. And then from there, basically, this last thing is whether you want to do a cumulative probability, which will take the number you give it and add all the way down to 0, or do you want just that exact answer? So you have to put true or false here. I'm going to say false, and what this is going to do, if I type false in here, is it's going to not do cumulative. It's going to give me the exact probability for X equals 0. And so there's my answer, right? 0.328 approximately. All right, so let's do that again. Or we could actually just, we could have done this so that it can just be clicked and dragged. So instead of typing in 0 here, I'm going to back out of that. I'm going to click the cell instead. And this is going to create a cell reference, right? That now can be clicked and dragged down through the table, right? So now we get the whole table filled in a second. And you'll notice that if I click on this cell, it's taking the position A9. So it's using 5 for the number of successes. And that's exactly what I want. And then you also notice if I highlight this, the sum down here in the quarter, down at the bottom here, is 1, and that's what it should be for the probability distribution. The sum of all the probabilities should add up to 100%. So that's one way to do it. Let's look at another example then, which is going to solve a particular problem for us. Okay, so in this problem, basically what we're saying is that we're going to have a similar quiz to the one above. So multiple choice quiz, 10 questions this time on the quiz, and we're going to take guesses on all 10, and they're asking what's the probability that we get at least 3 correct answers. So what does at least 3 mean? At least 3 means 3 or more, right? So basically we're looking for X values 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up, right? So there's different ways we can do this. I'm going to give you at least one option to do that problem, right? So it's more of the traditional way that you would do it in most statistics classes when you have a piece of software. So let's take a look at this problem using that binomial distribution answer, right? So we're going to go again, binomial. And we're going to take the first option there, this distribution, right? And then you can see it's number of successes. So if we want at least 3, then one way I could do this is I could say, let's, instead of using 3 or more, which is what we're looking for, let's do the inverse of that. So I'm going to choose the value 2, right? And 2 is going to start my counting from 2 down to 0. So I'm going to put comma there. I'm going to put the trials, right? So in this case, how many trials we have? There's going to be 10 trials, 10 questions we're going to take guesses on. Probability of success is still 1/5, right? So we're treating that part the same. And then the cumulative thing. This time I'm not going to say false. I'm going to say true. And what this is going to do now is it's going to add the probabilities that X is 2 successes or 2 guesses correct, to 1 to 0, right? So it's going to give me the sum for 2 to 0, right? So this here is going to be basically, I'm going to cut this for a second and paste it here so I can put a little label on it. And the label I'm going to put on it, this is for 0 plus 1 plus 2, right? So it's telling me the probability that I get 0 correct, 1 correct, or 2 correct, right? So those are 3 different scenarios, but it's adding up all the probabilities that happens, and there's the answer. So if you think about it, what has to be true? Just like we said above here, right? So if I created the table like we did a minute ago, if if I created that table, it would have to be true that the sum from 0 to 10 adds up to 100%. So this that I've created, this calculation, represents everything I don't want, actually, because I want at least 3, right? So I want to have essentially from 3 up to 10. So this is all the cases that don't represent that. So I can say, in other words, this is going to be the probability that x is greater than or equal to 3. And that probability should just be equal to 1 minus the answer I had here a minute ago. And that will be it. And you notice the two of them sum up to 100%. If I highlight this, you get the sum is 100%. And that makes sense, right? Because either I have 3 or more correct guesses, or I have what? 0, 1, or 2 correct guesses. And that's it. And again, this is so easy with Excel that you actually could just do the table and sum it that way, right? So if I do x and then p of x, right? Again, just creating that probability distribution that I did before, I could literally say, okay, 0, 1, and because I'm able to click and drag, I can take this and just say, oh, let me bring that down until I see 10. There's my list of potential outcomes, right? I could have 10 outcomes. Now for the probability, I can just say, oh, let's use the same thing we did before, right? So take the binomial probability distribution. I'm going to say, hey, the number of successes is 0 in this case. I'm going to click that cell. Then again, there's 10 trials. The probability of success is 1 divided by 5. And then I'm going to say cumulative false this time, right? Because I just want the individual probability. Close it up, press enter, and I get the answer, right? So there's an answer. And then I drag it all the way down to complete the entire table. So some of these are in scientific notation because they're so small, right? But either way, the sum ends up being 1, right? All right, so with that in mind, right? And by the way, if I don't want that scientific notation, I can probably expand it out. Maybe it'll show me the value without scientific notation. It doesn't actually. So it doesn't matter though, it's not important. All I care about is that I want this answer from 3 to 10, right? 3 or more. So I highlight the cell from 3 or more, and you can see the sum here is the same answer I got a minute ago. If you look down here, the sum is 0.3222, and that's the sum that I found before. So you can do it that way as well. And I don't think filling in a table like this takes very long with Excel. It's so simple that you could just go that route instead of having to figure out the logic behind a calculation like this.